Are you gonna start?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Anthony and Todd show. I almost answered this the same way I would answer the phone at work, but I didn't.
Can you?
Ciao, thanks for calling the Anthony and Todd show. We are a weekly podcast that critiques and memes music. I'm your host, Trevor, aka Just Us Girls 2, and I'm joined by my ever-attentive co-host, my best friend, my pal, my amigo, my droog, my co-worker, Vincent.
aka Soccer Papa.
This is
When you're here, your family.
This is episode 135 of the Anthony and Todd show, an episode we would like to call All the Toilet Paper is Gone Because Zack Villere Used It for His Cardboard City.
Today
We're going to be talking about a couple of independent releases.
I don't know if all the...
No,
maybe.
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Soccer Mommy's probably bigger label. Actually, US Girl's probably a bigger label. Zack Villere, I have no idea.
Today we're going to be talking about the latest US Girls record, Heavy Light, the latest Zack Villere project, Cardboard City, the latest Wajatta or Wajatta, Don't Let Get You Down. I hate that title.
I kind of hate it too.
And the latest Soccer Mommy project, Color
Are
Theory.
you ready to take an Art 101 class?
Yes, I already know about Color Theory. Yeah. It's how the Simpsons house is colored.
Before we start, if you want to follow the Anthony and Todd show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, you can find us at Anthony and Todd. You can find us at youtube.com/the Anthony and Todd show. And you can find us at Podbean, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, and Spotify by searching the Anthony and Todd show in your favorite podcast browser. Now it's time to avoid the sunlight. You got to get out of that heavy light or else you're going to catch skin cancer. Time to go over the latest
skin cancer.
US Girls album, Heavy Light.
US Girls is a Toronto-based pop project that only has one member. It's Meghan Remy. It's very similar to Tame Impala, in which
Shoo Shoo.
Kevin Parker stacks. He stands in front of a light to make himself look bigger, like a frilled lizard, but it's only Kevin Parker in Tame Impala. US Girls released in a Poem Unlimited back in 2018, which was carried by the single Pearly Gates. Oh, stuck in a horny place. We were singing that before off camera.
I don't know how that came up, but I'm really glad it did. Their last, Megan's last album was kind of disappointing because the single Pearly Gates and singles like Mad as Hell were very better than the remainder of the parts, which were kind of jazzy or just very unpersonable or interesting. She had some really cool concepts for songs, but when it kind of relied on her own personality, kind of just, or the production itself kind of just fell flat. It became uninteresting. This album had a couple singles, $4 American and Overtime, and this album's kind of the same thing in a sense. This album's kind of worse because I think the heights of the last album were better.
I just think that the album cover of this one was not as good.
Yeah, like, just, where you on? Oh, wait, that's not it. It's that one. Oh, guess we're reviewing J Electronica.
All right, time to do it again.
But I think on this one, she's way more...
This reminds me of Bird Box.
Kind of right?
Yeah.
But it's just, like, flat. I don't like it. It looks like family beach photo, which is not...
It looks like when you go to the mall to get your picture taken. That's a very fake backdrop.
Yeah. I also tried to look up if she had a daughter or if that's like a niece or like...
It's just a kid.
Just some kid. Because this thing's about adolescence and like relating with your younger self and like learning on your past mistakes. But like the first couple of tracks aren't really about that. $4 American is like a disco track.
Yeah, it's almost like very Motown inspired.
Yeah.
Which I really liked because the last album's singles were like kind of 80s, 70s rock inspired, and this one is very like Motown kind of, with like a lot of backing vocals that are like, I got $4 American. Tell me what you got. That's actually not like, how it goes.
It's about the mindset of how you can do anything in America, but also talking about the issues of poverty.
Yeah, it reminds me of West Side Story a lot.
Oh, I was going to say West Side Gun.
I almost did, but then I changed it. That's not what I meant.
Overtime is talking about how a relationship with a partner where the partner ends up dying because he gets into a car crash that... essentially, I believe he ends up dying. I don't remember if it's a car crash, but the whole entire track's about how he's doing overtime and keeping the money for himself to go out drinking, and how overtime is a positive because you get more money, but the work itself drowns you to essentially self-hatred and self-despair. But the rest of the album's not really about that. Like, those are two political tracks that the rest of the album's about adolescence and relating to previous versions of yourself with these skits, like The Color of Your Childhood Bedroom or Advice to Teenage Self, where it's like these amalgamated bunch of voices whispering, so it's ASMR, kind of creeps me out.
Yeah.
Talking about the mistakes or parts of their adolescence that they would change or the lessons they would learn. But when it comes time for Meghan to express what she's learned, I really don't get a lot. Like, she's telling stories, but I don't.
Yeah, she's kind of like, you should learn from your teenage self, but I am not going to tell you what I learned from mine.
Yeah, like, I don't get any point. Like, I'm missing something.
It's like everybody's sharing the most embarrassing moment of their life, and Megan's sitting back and be like, yeah, that would be embarrassing. And that's it.
Like, I don't, like, Woodstock 99, I find it hard to find a point in this, like, very awkward situation that expresses, like, why this scenario is important and relies mostly on her. Like, tracks when, like, she's political or she's telling, like, stories outside of herself are interesting, but when she focuses on herself, it really doesn't seem like a lot's there.
Yeah.
And that's the base of this album. The production is very 70s, 80s-esque pop. And it's kind of cut in place to be not as extravagant as you would after the first couple of tracks.
Yeah, that's about my summary of the album.
That's really
it's just kind of disappointing. I like the first couple tracks, like $4 American Overtime, and I think IOU would fall into that as well. They're just more exciting, more, I don't know, like a better message, I guess.
Yeah.
I like the inspiration of those tracks better, and they would fall under like Pearly Gates, in which I would consider like Pearly Gates was like a top-notch track.
Yeah, Pearly Gates
consider like $4 American to be a top-notch track.
Pearly Gates wasn't a reflection of herself; it was more a political stance or a storytelling moment. Mm-hmm. So when it gets time to do self-reflection, it doesn't hit. Keep an eye on scores if you tell them meaningless right now. I'm filling a 4 to 5 on this.
I think you like a 4.
Yeah. Time to Don't Let You Get Down.
Okay.
Let's
get down.
No, you can't
Get Down.
You can't let you get down.
You can't watch,
I can let get down.
You can't watch the Get Down.
Time to go to the latest Wajatta album. Don't Let Get You Down.
Wow.
I don't like that title. The more I say it gives me a stroke.
Stupid.
John Tejada is an Austrian-born electronic music producer who teams up with Reggie Watts again, who's a comedian, beatboxer, musician as part of Comedy Bang Bang.
He also did a TED Talk.
That, but also James Corden's show, like the Late Late Show, whatever it's called. And the two paired up 2 years ago on Casual High Technology to create this very weird mix of gibberish and basic electronica that I think was a little bit long in the ends and didn't really serve a grander purpose. But I think Reggie Watts' personality was really fun, light, upbringing. You had amazing tracks like Running, which was very breathless and very energetic, and it had this weird momentum shift to the entire thing. You had moments where Reggie Watts were just completely speaking gibberish, and it was the most fun and strange, funky, gelatinous thing ever. This is their Brainfeeder debut, Flying Lotus's label.
Yeah.
So I was hoping for them to step up their game, and what would this transition to a wider audience would be, or a more appreciated label would be. And it's kind of the same but different. I think the grander scheme of things, this album doesn't really have a purpose in the grander scheme of things, but I think it gets more into interesting house territory, where there's a lot more house production on this. It's not just like kind of light, basic
production.
What?
I said in-house production.
It's not just light electronica, and Reggie really blends well on top of it as a front man. But there isn't the highs as there were in the last album. Everything just kind of blends together, and Reggie's performance is very strange and oddly filmed. But just because, like, he doesn't make what he's saying really mean anything. And that's the problem with gibberish a lot of times, is like, it depends a lot on the performance. So you got to make the performance completely impeccable, because if not, like, what's the point?
No, I understand that. I would compare this a lot to like Steve Lacy on Sunflower, the Vampire Weekend track.
Yeah.
I mean, what he was saying like really didn't mean anything, but I still hear that song like played in bars a lot.
Yeah.
It's very weird. I honestly never thought that Wajatta would make another album, because I did not see a reason to do so.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that there's any market for this. I don't think anybody really wanted it, but they made it anyway.
I kind of wanted it to see if they would up their game, but
guess,
after this, I'm kind of just like, maybe they kind of reached that peak.
Yeah, this was exhausting to listen to.
I didn't find it exhausting. I thought it's more easy to get through as an album, but it still really doesn't serve a grander purpose. In the end, there really isn't anything to return to. Because where the Casual High Technology had those tracks, this doesn't.
I mean, like, okay, first of all, I'm telling you how.
No,
I
I'm expressing mine.
And he, like, I don't know. It was a chore to make myself listen to this.
Yeah.
Because I remembered the last one, and I liked the last one, but, like, that one just... There's nothing to grasp onto. With, like, gibberish, it's hard sometimes. And it's, like, maybe some of the reason that listening to, like, music in other languages is harder, because it's hard to attach yourself to, like, lyrics that you don't really know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Or, like, instrumental music as a whole, like, sometimes I think can be hard to relate to. That's the reason, like, people don't like classical music. I don't know, that kind of thing. But, like, this is literally just gibberish, which I think is even less accessible than like classical music or music in a different language.
You're kind of right.
Yeah, see? So like house music, not really my forte to begin with. Like definitely not my absolute favorite thing. But when you add a guy who's gibberish over it, it reminds me of that. What is that one video of the guy who gets up in the camera and goes like, you know what
I think whatever it is, it's racist the way it sounds.
Do you remember that?
No.
At all?
No.
This guy's like just freaking out on the camera. That's what this reminds me of.
Okay.
I'll have to show you afterward.
But one thing that this reminds me of is did you watch that special for Netflix a couple years ago called like Spatial something? And it was like gibberish for jokes. Like he wasn't singing. He was telling jokes, like he was just ad-libbing jokes. Like it was very weird. Like it was kind of charming, but it wasn't. And like if you applied that to the Wajatta as an act, the musical background makes it interesting, because like he's had some older comedy specials that were kind of just improvised gibberish.
I don't know. Like
But
I think
it's
Reggie
like-
wants his. I find his song "Fuck Shit Stack" to be very like gibberish. I guess like it doesn't mean anything.
But it's supposed to be a
But
critique.
it's really funny.
It's a critique of like profanity in hip hop.
In a way,
Yeah.
I think so. But also, like a lot of his like lines just don't make any sense.
Yeah.
He's just like ad-libbing it all. Did you play Joke Boat on Jackbox when you came over the last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that kind of reminds me
Just
of.
gibberish, collaboration of
like
gibberish.
they don't make any sense. You try to finish somebody else's joke and you get it completely wrong. Like
Yeah.
that's what this album reminds me of. I don't know. I really have no real reason to come back to this
I don't
ever
either.
again.
I think it's a more easier album to sit through, but I also think compared to the last one, but I also think there's no highs to return to in this entire thing. And I think they kind of showed that this concept's probably already done before it kind of there's no progression that I was expecting. It's kind of
Yeah.
done. This is the anchor to it. He might have scores a few times. Right now I'm feeling a 5.6. No. Yeah, 5.6.
I give it like a 5.
Yeah. Are you ready to build an entire city
Made
out
of?
of cardboard from the toilet paper rolls that we bought? All the toilet paper
Why would you
rolls.
do that?
Time to go to the latest Zack Villere album, Cardboard City, or however you pronounce his last name. I'm not
Pretty sure it's Villere.
Villere, like the sparkling water.
Like Pierre.
Pierre.
Villere.
Pierre Bourne. Pierre, come out here.
Yeah. Zack Villere is a Louisiana-based music Producer, musician, rapper, singer,
Indie, alternative
weird
R&B
man.
producer.
He was very like lo-fi production, and he actually produced for Amir Van, who's
Canceled. Probably his best track.
on High Tolerance back in
his
2017.
best solo track.
Yeah, very good.
He's worked with Rex Orange County. He's also, what was the other artist that we found out?
Toby Lou.
Toby Lou, yeah. He put out Little Word in 2017, which I tried to get to at the time, but I just found it kind of inaccessible, even though the hit single Cool was so nerdy, strange, like soulful and funky and weird.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed like the quirkiness of him, and then he put out some singles afterwards, which I really enjoyed. The Fort, fucking amazing track where he's very reserved, quirky, strange, but he isn't like, it isn't built around that gimmick.
Yeah.
It's just the natural presentation of himself, and it's very emotional and brooding, and it works really well. I really enjoy that track. And then the singles building up to this I thought were okay. Like I enjoyed Sore Throat. I thought it was fine. But like the build up to the rest of these tracks, getting into it, the biggest problem I have with this album is that it really, he's not really good as a frontman.
No, yeah,
Because like there's moments, Sore Throat, he's fine, but like other moments across this thing, he's just too nerdy. Like we're getting into Gunna territory.
I'm gonna make like a white boy chart that explains this, but I'm not sure how I want to do it, because like I think that like easily Zack Villere could be like a Rex Orange County, but I think Rex Orange County is a little more charming, less nerdy.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I think
not
like
to say Rex
Zack
Orange County
Villere
is
like
cheesy.
Zack Villere is like so nerdy that it like hurts. And like I think Jack Harlow could have gone the way of Zack Villere, but Jack Harlow likes to act like he's black.
He likes to be Jeezy.
Yes, he likes to act like harder than he is. He started making trap music, where I think like Sundown on Jack Harlow's first album. We're getting into some weird territory, but I'm gonna go with it. Sundown was like an awesome track, and then everything, because it wasn't like trap inspired.
Yeah,
it was kind of like more lo-fi hip hop inspired. Zack Villere went so like, I mean, I think Cool was like funny,
yeah,
because he's like awkward, but on this latest record, anytime that he is left to his own devices, he sounds like Hobo Johnson.
Not even Hobo Johnson, because Hobo
Johnson specifically on Subaru Crosstrek.
No, because even that's like charming.
No, just voice wise. Like Zack Villere went so nerdy that it hurts. Like it's just not relatable anymore, because I don't think anybody has that kind of crushing, like crippling awkwardness in their life.
Like I think a general consensus of what Hobo Johnson is, you could say, is what Zack really is on this album. Like just some nerdy white dude that rambles and doesn't really get to any points.
Right.
And that's what it is on this album. It's like, it's lo-fi, alternative R&B that's moody, so it's like in the vein of your Brockhamptons and your Rex Orange Counties, which is another important one I probably should bring up, but I can't.
Benny sings.
Claro's even a little bit in that alternative space, indie space.
I'm gonna make the chart.
But it really just doesn't go anywhere. And sometimes he's just left for his devices so long that he becomes annoying. And like, it's hard to grasp any lyricism because everything's just super basic relationship stuff. And there's no gripping emotional performances like he has on The Fort, or anything that's bright and cheerful and like
on Cool.
Like on Cool, it's like his performance can't sign the check of what this album is. And it just leaves me very confused on what the purpose of this was.
Yeah, it's very strange. I'll give it that the album cover is really good.
The album cover is complete trash. It's just like, oh, that's Wajatta. That's Soccer Mommy. There we go.
I like it because it looks awful.
Because the other ones were like aerial shots of people, and that was really cool. This is just like I applied Snapchat filters to album art.
I think Zack Villere has the ability to be really funny, and I think he has the ability to be like a good artist, but he just really didn't showcase it on this one. My favorite part of this, besides Sore Throat, which I like thought was okay,
yeah,
was the sketch my hero because it reminds me of like an All That skit where he's like, "Hey man, hand over your wallet." "Hey man, I don't have any money, I promise you." "Well, if you don't hand over your wallet, hand over your Jordans." "Oh man, I just bought these." Like, he's like playing all these different characters and it sounds really bad and like lo-fi. I think that makes it funny. That's my favorite.
But that's the
interlude
only
so
other
far.
really notable thing besides his awkwardness that reigns supreme across
Like,
this.
I don't know.
entire
I
thing.
think he was like, well, people like me being awkward and weird, uncool. So what if I just floored it?
Without any really context into what made cool interesting in the awkwardness.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't like this. This kind of was like pulling teeth. Keep in mind, of course, if you're telling me this right now, I think this is a Big Boy 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, I really didn't enjoy this. I thought it was really kind of disappointing because he has showcased huge amounts of potential in the past to only become very minor setback. This sounds like something that would be. This album sounds like the audience that listens to that like Spotify playlist. So it's like there is no genre.
Yeah.
You know that one where like they play like Brockhampton and Claro sometimes, but like it's mostly just like these indie acts that are just like so vague and unimportant.
I think Watsky would also fall on that chart somewhere, and Zack Villere is edging very close to Watsky.
And once you get like 2 steps away from Watsky, you're Eminem.
I will make the chart.
Are you a mommy and do you also like soccer?
No.
You're gonna say no to both
But
of those
no,
things?
I kind of like soccer.
Okay.
I like amateur soccer. Professional soccer is boring.
Time to go to the latest Soccer Mommy album, A Color Theory. Time to learn about some Art 101's material.
House.
What?
I said The Simpsons.
Yeah,
house.
how it's colored the way it is. Soccer Mommy is a Nashville singer-songwriter who we reviewed her last project in 2018, Clean, which I actually really enjoyed. I think I enjoyed it more post-review. I think it grew on me a bit. I have the album on vinyl. I really enjoy it because it's kind of this like grungy, filthy, lower-fi experience where Soccer Mommy lets her raw emotions and her insecurities just kind of fly out. She isn't being the most creative or groundbreaking artist, but I think the consistency of character and emotion and personality she showcases is just a nice mix of an album.
Yeah.
I was interested to see how this would progress with a bigger budget, bigger performances on this across this thing, and this is just disappointing because it's like clean, it's like Clean the album, more polished. But like it tries to hit the same beats and the same personality moments, so it's like she almost hasn't progressed anywhere in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But there's no like urgency to it.
That's what I find really like disappointing, but also really strange about like a lot of these indie acts. Like, and this can extend to like Claro, Snail Mail, and specifically like this album here, Soccer Mommy. The songs like don't progress very well.
Yeah.
They're just very like one note. This will sound like a lot like my Father John Misty pure comedy review, my famous pure comedy review.
First album review,
I know,
actually.
crazy. But I just find a lot of these notes to be like very one note-ish, and they don't really progress. Now, like if you've got kind of a catchy chorus, like a lot of the singles do on here, Bloodstream, Circle the Drain, Crawling My Skin, Yellow's Cover Eyes.
Yeah,
like,
those are the best tracks.
yeah, the singles that came off of this, like she has like a catchy enough chorus that you can be like, okay, this is fine, I can listen to this.
But when you break it down,
then you break it down and the verses are the same thing over and over. It's just very repetitive.
It's fundamentally the same material that you gave us 2 years ago.
Here's the kicker. Specifically, I was listening to Yellow's the Color of Her Eyes, and I was like, this is okay. The verses are very repetitive. It's the same meter every time. It's the same volume, same instruments, same chorus. Like, nothing is changing besides, like, some words. The song starts to die down. I was like, cool. Song's over. Nope. She's still singing. I look at my phone. There's 2 minutes left on this already 5-minute track that's gone by, and it sounds exactly the same as everything else that's on here. There's only 10 songs on this track, and it's gracing almost an hour. Like,
Yeah.
these songs are long, and they don't progress anywhere. It makes it so boring to listen to.
This is not the most boring type of release we've had, like in this nature, because I think Snail Mail was pouring more teeth, or like Claro's last project was probably pouring more teeth. But like this is just like there's no urgency. She's talking about the same material. Even like Bloodstream, it sounds like cool.
Yeah.
Like over again. Like it just sounds like the same material, the same like jealousness, or not like the same self-insecurity, the same style performed again. To show that there has been no depth of character created.
Exactly.
No change. It's just the same album, but like cleaner production, larger production, but it doesn't progress, so it doesn't mean anymore. I kind of like how it was just simple at times on the first album where she was just playing with guitar. Not to say that it isn't on here, but by the time it arrives, it's just like you're already brain dead to the material that's coming on.
Yeah, even like I found like the more percussion on this was a little better, like kind of a step in the right direction, but it was almost like Soccer Mommy was like, "Oh wait, that's too much. Like, I want you to put pillows in all of your drums and then play."
Put a pillow on the hi-hat and then hit the pillow.
yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know too much. I don't have anything else to say. This is just disappointing. This is another disappointing release this week. Keep my eye on Squares if you're telling me this right now. I'm feeling a 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'll give this a 3.
Yeah. And that's it for this week. It's been a very disappointing episode. Reason why we put all the disappointing reviews right next to each other, just so it's
we put all the good ones right next to each other too.
Uzi Vert's Eternal Wait a Take.
That one's
10 out of 10.
That was a good review.
Yeah, that's it for this episode. It's probably gonna be the last in-person review for a while because of the corona outbreak. So it's the last time I have to touch Trevor's head. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to invade your personal privacy.
Get coronavirus.
Coronavirus has been living on my hand for weeks.
Uh-oh.
According to Viper, he created the coronavirus outbreak.
I would not put it past him.
Apparently he has a Discord too.
I am not surprised by that.
And then also he said he was making progressive trance music.
Okay.
Yeah, so
he's doing his best.
Yeah. Viper is weirdly developing an audience in a way I did not want him to. I think it needs to stop. Also, if I say that, I hope he makes a diss track, because anytime anyone says anything negative about him, like this guy did like a breakdown, like like some like traps in his name somewhat, but like he did a breakdown of like Viper, and then Viper did a diss track to the guy, and he like took the photo of his video and put like a hit marker on it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. If you until next time, guys, you want to follow the Anthony Todd Show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and find us at Anthony Todd. You can find us youtube.com/the Anthony Todd Show, and you can find us Podbean, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, Spotify. That's it. By searching the Anthony Todd Show in your favorite podcast browser. Until next time, guys, stay safe, wear masks like that one, and yeah, I don't know, stay safe. That's probably the biggest key to anything, is not getting the virus. So make sure you touch everything with your tongue. Have you seen those TikTok challenges where people lick the toilet?
No.
It's like called the coronavirus challenge. People just lick the toilet. It's just like there's this chick in the airport bathroom. She just puts her tongue out.
Oh wait, no, I did hear about that.
See you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.